Two artists I really trust each pointed me towards a completely different watercolor journal, and I couldn't pick just one, so I bought both. One of them cost me $13, and the other one lets you rebuild it by swapping out the paper in and out. By the end of this video, one of these is going to end up in my good to go bag. So let's find out which one earns it. First up is the one that Emily Olson recommended. The brand actually sold as Lightwish, but when I just got it in the mail, it's Potentate. I have no idea. It's open label mystery, I guess. But it is 100% cotton handbooks, what they're calling it. There's 24 sheets, 300 GSM, hot press paper, and this says 12 by 12 centimeters, which is roughly 4.7 inches square. This one is hardcover, and I paid $13.59 for this. Right now it's $15.99. Funny enough, Emily's got a whole series testing basically every single watercolor journal on Amazon. I'll link her video below if you want to do the deep dive like I did, because she covers way more brands than I'm testing today. But this one's marketed as mixed media, but today I'm only testing watercolor and maybe a little bit of ink. If enough of you want to see how it handles other media, let me know in the comments and I'll do a part 2.
Right off the bat, I really like that small square format. When you lay it open flat, you actually get a panoramic canvas if you spread a composition across both pages. And that's a really fun option a lot of journals this size don't give you. Now, a couple of honest notes. The binding leaves a small gap every other spread, and on the first page, the glue eats into the margin a little bit. Little defects like that tend to come up with a budget territory, and I'm just flagging it so you know what you're getting into. The paper itself is smooth, exactly what you would expect from hot press, and it comes with some nice extras, a little pocket in the back, a built-in bookmark, and an elastic closure to keep it shut in your bag.
Now here is the one that Steve Mitchell recommended, and I'll be honest, I already have a soft spot in my heart for this one before even testing the paper. This one is a 5 size. It is 8.3 inches by 5.8. It is refillable and ring bound. The paper is 100% cotton, hot press, 300 GSM, 24 sheets, and dual-sided texture. I paid $17.24, but right now it is available for $22.99, and it comes in 6 different colors too, but I just picked brown. What sold me is the refill system. You can pop paper in and out, and apparently some artists even cut their own sheets to restock it, and that's a huge deal for anyone that doesn't really want to keep rebuying full journals. But I only realized this while filming. The ring binding might be annoying for plein air. If you want to paint on the left-hand page, the rings are right like in my hand's way. So I'd probably need to pull the sheet out first, and that's just something to keep in mind if you paint on location.
On the extras side, this one's actually more loaded. A front pocket, a back sleeve, a brush holder on the side, and an elastic closure too.
Now, I want to be upfront. I'm not expecting either of these to perform like my favorite professional grade paper or even like my go-to etcher sketchbook. That's not really the point of today. What I am looking for is a low-stakes way to keep experimenting. When I'm using my expensive journal, I feel this pressure to make every page perfect, but in a journal that costs half the price, I'll try a weird color palette or a technique I've never attempted because it doesn't feel as precious. Okay, specs are nice, but paper is only as good as what it does under a brush. So here is what I'm testing on both.
We have flat wash, glazing and layering, lifting, wet on wet techniques, fine detail and dry brush, durability, tape peel, masking fluid, ink test, and value for the money. For the flat wash, they both take the paint about the same way. Lightwish 8, Flunbrato 9. Glazing and layering. Close again, but Flunbrato's layers came out with a bit more vibrancy. Lightwish 8, Flunbrato 9. Lifting. This is the first real gap. Watch how much pigment lifts off the Flunbrato compared to the Lightwish. Lightwish 4, Flunbrato 8. Wet on wet blending. Lightwish actually takes this one. The pigment bleeds outward nicely and minimally. Flunbrato just sends pigment everywhere on the first dry, depending on the look that you're going for, but for control, Lightwish wins. Lightwish 9, Flunbrato 6. Fine detail and dry brush. Dead even here, both hold detail well. Lightwish 9, Flunbrato 9. Durability, also known as the scrub test. I scrubbed both of these harder than I probably should have, and neither one tore or pilled the paper. Lightwish 10, Flunbrato 10. Tape peel. This one got a little ugly. Both papers lost some surface when I peeled the tape, but Lightwish took some damage across the whole peel, where Flunbrato only lost one small patch. Lightwish 5, Flunbrato 7. Masking fluid. Both handled masking fluid beautifully. I used a hairdryer to speed up the drying, which may have helped the fluid lift cleanly either way, but Lightwish 10, Flunbrato 10. The ink test. Flunbrato pulled ahead slightly, giving a richer, more saturated black. Lightwish 8, Flunbrato 9. Value for the money. At current pricing, Lightwish comes out to 67 cents per sheet, Flunbrato's 96 cents per sheet for the journal itself, but if you buy the refill packs, that drops it to 46 cents a sheet, which is actually the cheapest option here if you're planning to refill long term. Lightwish 9, Flunbrato 9. So, across all 10 categories, Lightwish lands at an 80, Flunbrato comes in at an 86. A 6-point gap, a lot closer than I expected going into this, especially with how much I love the refill system before I even picked up a brush. Score-wise, Flunbrato pulled ahead, mostly on lifting and that tape peel durability. But Lightwish held its own on wet control and comes in cheaper per sheet if you're not planning to refill. So the real answer is Flunbrato! And now I will let you sit back, relax, and finish watching the paintings.
If you've tried either of these, or if you have a budget watercolor journal that you swear by, drop it in the comments, and I'm always hunting for the next one to test. Emily's original video is linked below if you do want to see her test way more brands than I did today. And if you want to see me put these through a full mixed media test, let me know and I will make that happen for you. That's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. And until then, stay creative, stay faithful, and stay rooted in grace. Bye, guys.